Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Today we're gonna start actually analyzing or studying Surah Yasin and from the principles and try to understand from the principles that we have learned so far. So I'm gonna start. So Surah Yasin is actually has 83 verses. It was revealed at Makkah. So let's begin. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the ever merciful. Verse number 1, Yasin. So Yasin is actually called Haruful Muqatta. So it is said that no one knows the meaning of those words. So those words, they come in the Quran at different places. So we're just gonna read them as Yasin. Second verse, Wal Quranil Hakim. So wow, we have studied that wow is a harf of jar and is also used for qasam. So we have the details on page 16. Let me go to page 16. Sorry. So page 16 has Haruful Jarri. As we have learned before that the normal ending of the noun is un for indefinite noun, like if a noun is indefinite, so it's gonna be like kitabun. Here the example is shajarun. So that means is indefinite, a tree or a book. And for the definite noun, indefinite is called nakira and the definite is called marifa. So when you add alif, the un sound changes to u. Like for example, shajarun, a tree, and it is a nakira, a tree. And if you make it a marifa, the proper noun, that tree, then you have to use add al and the un changes to u. So this ending changes to e after adding a particle harfu jarrin. So when you add harfu jar, that ending, the u ending changes to e. So here, for example, min is one of those particles. So if you add min to this shajar, it becomes min ash-shajari. So those are the haruful jarri. Those are the particles that are most commonly used, and wow is here, that is used for oath. So this is the one that has come there. So if I go back there, Wal Quranil Hakim. So you see wow is harf of jar or qasam, and Quran, you see Quran, the regular form of a noun, and it is noun because it has al. The regular form of the noun is un. So if there is any other like the haraka, u or a or e, then there is a reason for that. So here it is al Qurani, so the u changes to e because of wow, and so it becomes ism majroor. Quran, or the meaning is Quran or the book of Allah. So wal Qurani harfu jar, Quran ism majroor, and its majroor, we can see that it has a kasra at the bottom. And al-Hakimi, so al-Hakimi is actually the quality of the Quran. So in other words, is the sifa, adjective. We have studied on page 12 the Naat Manut. Let's go through it again. page 12. If I go to page 12, yeah, so page 12 has that naat wa manut. The adjective in Arabic follows its noun. So in Arabic, the sifa, the adjective comes after, not like English where it comes before. Like in English, we will say to say a painful punishment. Painful is actually the adjective of punishment, but it's coming before. In Arabic, it will come after. Like azabun, punishment. Alimun is severe punishment, painful punishment. So alimun is coming after. In Arabic, the adjective painful is called naat, and the noun punishment is called manut. So in the above example, alimun is naat and azabun is manut. So it's called naat manut. And we also studied that the naat manut, they follow each other like in 4 situations. Gender. So if manut is gender, the naat is going to be gender. If the manut is going to be marifa, has al, naat is going to have al. If whatever the ending of the manut is, naat going to have the same ending. And if the manut is singular, naat is going to be singular. If it's plural, naat is going to be plural. So if we go back to the same verse, it was on page. So you see, Hakim is actually the sifa or naat of the Quran. So, and you see it follows in all 4 situations. Al, it has al, it has al. Quran is masculine, Hakim is masculine. Quran is singular, Hakim is singular. Quran has jar, Hakim has a jar form here. So E. Hope you understand. So Quran al-Hakimi is this combination is the naat manut combination here, which is explained on page 12. Jar majroor is explained on page 16. So wal Quran al-Hakimi, so it means by the Quran, by the wise Quran. So you can also translate like this: I swear. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is swearing here that I swear by the Quran full of wisdom. So you can translate the way you think better. So in my I translated like this. So when you do swearing, there is something important that you are swearing on, right? So, and the next sentence shows that innaka laminal mursalin on verse number 3. So inna and ka is actually 2 things. Ka is the attached pronoun and inna is we have studied that harfu tawkid wa nasbin wal kaf zamirun muttasilun, attached pronoun, and ka, the address is to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this inna ka is explained here, page 7. So if we go to page 7, let's see what is there. Yeah, so page 7 has those pronouns. We are looking into what is inna ka, how that is made. So ka is actually for a masculine. Ka is the attached pronoun of anta. Hope you have you understand, you memorize this table. Huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna, anta, antuma, antum, anti, antuma, antunna, ana, nahnu. These are the 14 pronouns. Those are the detached ones. But if it comes attached with some word, is going to be who or he for huwa, huma or hima for huma, hum or him. So like this is for third person, huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna, singular, dual and plural. I'm going little bit in detail again. So here attach is ha, huma, attach is huma or hima, hunna, attach is also hunna or hinna. For the second person, anta detached, the attached is ka, antuma kuma, antum kum, anti ki, antuma kuma, antunna kunna, ana ya or ni, nahnu na. So we our thing, the thing that has of our interest is this anta, which attached pronoun is ka. So inna ka, ka is used for you, indeed you. So let's go back. Yeah, so inna ka, ka I have explained that it is the attached pronoun. Page 18, what is on page 18? So page 18 says harufun nasbi. Harufun nasbi. These particles change the ending of the noun from un to u to a. They are called they are also called inna and its sister ikhwa. So those are the inna, anna, kanna, bianna, laita, lakinna, la Allah. So inna, whenever it comes, it will change the noun to mansoob form, which means it will have a fatah. So if we go back here, 52, yeah, so inna, so ka is actually like I said is pronoun, and the pronoun they don't change. So they will, whether it is mansoob, it has a I mean like we studied that un, an, in. So the pronouns they don't have those un, an, in things. So ka, wherever you put ka, you won't know. It won't show by un, an, in that what form it is. So it is that is we call it is mabni. That means it doesn't change. So inna ka, is actually pronoun and is mansoob, but you won't see it, in other words. So indeed you, and page 20, what is on page 20? Yeah, so when the nominal sentence starts from inna or any, the mubtada becomes ismu inna, and the sister that has a fatah ending becomes khabru inna. So now let's go back. So in other words, ka is actually ismu inna, is mansoob, but again we can't see it because those pronouns they don't show those changes. So when the like we studied, we have read that there are two type of sentences, jumla ismiya, jumla fi'liya. Jumla ismiya has mubtada and khabar, but then when it comes with inna, so it becomes ismu inna. We don't call it mubtada, and then the khabar becomes khabru inna. So this is the ismu inna. So inna ka, indeed you, and inna is harfu tawkidin wa nasbin, and ka is attached pronoun, which is comes as a ismu inna. Lamin, min we know harfu jar. We have on page 16 we have seen this table, and we also studied one example, min ash-shajari, from the tree. So min is harfu jar, min means from, and la is used for emphasis, and I have some explanation here on page 48. Let's go and read that. Page 48, like lamu tokid. So for extra emphasis in the meaning of imperfect tense, the lam is added or nun sakila is added. Like in this case, lam is added here, but you see lam here. It doesn't have to be. Lam can be added anywhere. Like here is line, surely if. In means if, line means surely if. So when lam is added, then that means there is a emphasis on it. So if we go back to verse number 3, so lam is actually for emphasis. You can say lamin means surely from, or indeed from, or truly from, however you want to explain that. So lamin, truly from. Min again is harfu jar, which is on page, explained on page 16. Mursalin, so when there is a harfu jar, there should be a noun which is ism majroor. So we have a noun here, mursalin. Is it majroor? Let's find out. First of all, mursalin is actually plural of mursalun. So remember, we studied the table of Jama Muzakkar Salam, the regular plurals. We studied there are two types of plurals, regular plurals and broker plurals. So regular plurals, there is the formation of those plurals which comes on page 4. Let's go to page 4. So table for masculine plurals, regular plurals, and we have the same noun here, mursalun, mursalan, mursalin. This is the rafa form, this is the nasab form, this is the jar form, and that is for singular. If you have to say two messengers, in the rafa form is going to be mursalani, in the nasab form going to be mursalaini, in the majroor form is going to be mursalaini. And if you have to use 2 plus messengers, the word is going to change, mursalun going to change to mursaluna in the rafa form, and mursalina in the nasab or jar form. And if you remember, the word uses mursalina, so that is used for nasab or jar, but because it has a min before it, so is jar, and that is why this word is used, al, and it just has al to make it a proper noun. So let's go back to the verse. You see, mursalina, this is the mursalina. So again, this is the jar form of the plural noun. Is not for 2, is not for 1, is 2 plus. So the messengers here, the like is not Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not talking about 1 messenger or 2 messenger, is talking about 2 plus messengers. So indeed you are from the messengers. We don't know how many messengers this word means, but it's definitely 2 plus messengers. So now we figured out that this is a plural, this is a majroor because it follows harfu jar, and is masculine, so it follows that masculine table, Jama Muzakkar Salim, we call it regular masculine, regular plural, and the jar and majroor, that becomes khabru inna. So those khabru inna, like we said, mubtada and khabar can be one word or more than one word. So here is they both making a khabru inna, which is the news for mubtada, which is called ismu inna. That what is the news? That you are from the messengers. And when there is a qasam before it, normally the sentence gets an emphasis, because qasam is also used for emphasis. So inna is used for emphasis. So we translate this as indeed you, which is the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, are truly from the messenger. So this are is actually when there is a mubtada khabar For ismu inna and khabru inna, there is, that makes it a complete sentence, so it's going to be is or are. So indeed you are truly from the messengers. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala confirming that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was truly was one of the messengers. Verse number 4, Allah siratin mustaqimin. Allah, what is Allah? Allah again is harful jar, is again on page 16. If you go to page 16, you will see Allah is a particle of Allah, on or upon, so is again harfu jar, will make the noun coming after is going to make it majroor. So let's see, Allah siratin, you see siratin is actually in jar form. A noun is, the regular form of a noun is un. If you see any other form, then there is a reason, like I mentioned before. So here the reason is Allah is harfu jar, and is making siratin is actually a noun because the verb cannot take that un and in. So whenever you see un and in, that or al, that means a noun. We're talking about a noun here. Allah siratin, upon a path, is nakira, a path, upon a path. So siratin is a majroor, and this explained on page 16. And page 20, what is on page 20? Allah sira, I think we don't need to, there is nothing in page 20. So Allah siratin jar majroor, we call it jar majroor. And then mustaqimin. So mustaqimin, again I just explained a while ago that mustaqim here is the adjective of sirat, is actually the naat of this noun, this manut sirat. And if you see, it follows, like I said, it follows in 4 conditions. Here you see that siratun mustaqimun, masculine, it doesn't have al, is nakira, it doesn't have al, it is nakira, and it has a jar, and singular. So you see that it's following its manut in all those 4 areas. So siratun mustaqimun, upon a straight path. So we call it upon a straight path. This is a path. Okay, so page 46, what is on page 46? Let's see, I have a note here. Page 46. Yeah, so mustaqimun is actually comes from the word istaqama, yastaqimu, which is form 10. So mustaqimun is actually used for file. So that is why I have a little note there. Okay, let me go back to the verse. So mustaqimun, I think you don't need to go in that detail here. So what is, and I explained on page 12. If you go to page 12, you will see that mustaqimun, the naat manut, if you read it, you will follow how the naat and manut, how that combination works. So the translation of this is upon a straight path. You are truly a messenger upon a straight path. Verse number 5, Tanzeel al-Aziz ar-Rahim. So Tanzeel is actually Tanzeelun, but here is Tanzeela. uh, is actually a noun. So tanzil is revelation. The meaning of tanzil is revelation. It if we go to that page 38, it comes from the verb nazala yunazzilu tanzilun. So that is the noun that comes from this verb nazala yunazzilu tanzilun. Now why this is mansoob? Because it's maf'ul mutlaq. Here in Arabic style the words get omitted to make it concise or whatever the reason could be, but here nazala is not shown here, but tanzila, this nasab form shows that something was before it, and so because this is maf'ul, a maf'ul always have a nasab form, so is taking the nasab form because of the verb which is omitted here. So if we go to page 47, so is maf'ul mutlaq, which is let's study maf'ul mutlaq, page 47. Maf'ul mutlaq, absolute object. This is the verbal noun from the same root verb. So you said nazala tanzil, so it's the same root verb, and I have the same example explained here. Tanzil al-Aziz ar-Rahim, a revelation from the Almighty, the most merciful. So I have mentioned also the verb nazala of the verbal noun tanzil is omitted from this verse. So tanzil is maf'ul mutlaq, and if you read this page, objects maf'ul, all the maf'ul, there are different types. The important ones I mentioned here: direct maf'ul bihi, maf'ul mutlaq, or maf'ul fihi. They will, all the maf'ul, the file will always have a rafa ending, means a u ending. It's gonna be marfu, but the maf'ul is gonna have fatha ending. Maf'ul is the thing or the object where the action is being taken. So if we go back to the verse, Tanzil al-Aziz, so the revelation, so here is maf'ul of, so is going back to the word Quran. So this tanzil is actually referring to the word Quran. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying he's swearing by the Quran and is giving its quality full of wisdom, and by swearing that he is saying that you are truly one of the messengers, and he is also confirming that you are also on a right path. And then he's going back to the same word Quran, that Quran is the revelation. You see, it's very the style of Arabic, just to make it brief, not all the information is given, but you have to connect the dots here. So tanzil going back to the verse, above verse, which used for the Quran. So the revelation al-Azizi. So tanzil also become mudaf, and we have studied mudaf alayh, the thing in possession. So let's go through that. It is on page 14, mudaf alayh. So in Arabic is called al-idafa, or the possessive phrase. This explains a combination of two nouns where the first noun is in the possession of the second noun. For example, the residents of the heaven will be written in Arabic as ashabul jannati. In this combination, the first word ashab, which which is in the possession, which is in the possession is called mudaf of its possessor, al jannah called mudaf alayh. So the al jannah here is actually the possessor, so is called mudaf alayh. Ashab is the thing possessed, so it is called mudaf. So that is why you can say al idafa or mudaf alayh. So there are two nouns that have making a combination in such a way that they are not manut, they are not they just show the possession of something. So there are some rules for those, just like there are rules for manut, there are rules for mudaf alayh. So the mudaf can neither be definite, marifa, or indefinite. So it cannot have al or it cannot have un. So in the Tanzilul Azizi, so you see that Tanzil is mudaf, that revelation or that Quran is in the possession of Aziz. Aziz, Al-Aziz means the mighty, that is the quality of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Al-Aziz, so Tanzil does not have al and that is doesn't have un. So that explains that the mudaf can neither be definite or marifa or indefinite nakira. So no al, no un. So it is wrong to say ashabun or al ashabu. But for mudaf alayh, it can have al, it can have un, but it will always be in the jar form. So Tanzilul Azizi, if we go back, you will see that Azizi is majroor because it is mudaf alayh. You see, this is jar form. For I think I also mentioned when we were studying jar majroor, for a noun to be a jar, there can be only two reasons. It's very simple. One is if it's a majroor which is following harfu jar, so then it's going to take jar. The second one is if it's jar, if it's not jar majroor, the only other option could be is going to be mudaf alayh. So like in this case, al-aziz is mudaf alayh and is majroor and this has jar. So Tanzil al-Azizi means the revelation of the Almighty. So Almighty, this is in the possession of the Almighty. So this is mudaf alayh. And so Tanzil al-Azizi, this fatah I mentioned, I explained is maf'ul. So the revelation of the Almighty. And then Ar-Rahimi, again Ar-Rahimi is not of the manut Aziz. So Rahimi is gonna follow Al-Aziz in all those four areas. Al-Aziz has Al, so Ar-Rahim has Al, Aziz has it is singular, this is singular, this is masculine, this is masculine, this has jar, this has jar. So if you go back to page 12, which I have explained already, so if you go back you will see that it follows exactly in all those four areas. So because if is not manut, and if you call it mudaf alayh or any other combination, the meaning will change, right? So if you call it mubtada or khabar, you can't call it because it doesn't follow mubtada khabar rules. So that is why you can't say Aziz is Rahim. So you can't use those is there, but you can't make a sentence here. So this is very important to understand what those combinations are. Otherwise you're gonna make a wrong translation. So Al-Aziz Rahimi is not a sentence, it's just combination of two nouns, is not mubtada khabar, it's just naat manut. So this is a sifa. So that means revelation of the Almighty, Aziz, Ar-Rahimi, the most merciful. This is how. So if you understand those things, you will make it a perfect translation. So I translated like this. This is the revelation again, or you can say if I use Nazala, he sent down the revelation. So or you can say, just simply say, a revelation of the Almighty, the most merciful. Is a revelation of the Almighty, the most merciful. So we have completed the first 5 verses of Surah Yasin. We're gonna start from I think I should start from the verse 6 in the next lesson. So I'm going to stop here.